You want to separate these just a little bit, just so that they're evenly dry. Once this pasta is nice and dry, and like I said, it won't take long, 15 to 20 minutes in a nice, 70-degree temperature. What we're going to do is come back here in a minute and do the second step of importance of cooking a great pasta. Okay. So now we're going to finish the pasta, and what we're going to do is basically we have the pasta here. It's dried. I dusted it with a little bit of flour, and it's nice and falling apart. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to cook this pasta in some boiling water. And the trick to really making a good pasta is a couple things. One is you want your water to be nice and salted. Not quite like tasting like the ocean, but a nice little salt in it. A couple tablespoons for every gallon is what you need to make sure that that water is salted nicely, and it will help take on the flavor of that pasta. And then also, we always put a little bit of olive oil in there, or any kind of a fat in there. The reason for that is, one is that because this is a fresh pasta, it will boil over quite easily. So by putting the oil in there, it actually contains some of those starches. They won't bubble up, and you won't cook them, cook right over. So we're just going to take this pasta and we're just going to dump it right in the water. And because it's a fresh pasta, it's not going to take very long. Once you put it in the water, it's really going to cook relatively quickly. And there's a couple tricks that you can do to it to make sure that you've cooked it to the right consistency. One is that you want to make sure that the pasta is actually separated and it's not all sticking to one another. And then the second piece to it is for a nice al dente. Once that pasta floats for about a minute or two, it's going to be pretty much ready to roll. So once we start cooking this up here, I've prepared a little bit of a tomato sauce and any kind of a basic marinara. But you can heat up a jarred tomato sauce, or you can make fresh tomato sauce, a bolognese or an Alfredo. It doesn't really matter what kind of sauce that you make with the pasta, but there's a little trick that really helps with the coating of the pasta and making that pasta really taste nice. So once this pasta is coming up to a boil and it's ready to roll, and one of the things too is you want to make sure you have plenty of water for the amount of pasta. The last thing you want to do is you want to put a little bit of water in a pot, put some pasta in there, and then actually cook it with a little bit of water, because then your pasta will definitely clump and it won't get that nice al dente. And I can feel it already just by the tooth, even taste it a little bit, that this pasta is ready to roll. So I'm just going to quickly take it out of the boiling water and just drain it just a little bit. So as I was saying, there's a trick to making a good pasta sauce, and that's basically is when you're heating up a pan and you're getting ready to sauce it, is you don't want to take that hot pasta and just throw it right into the sauce. The reason for it is there's nothing really on that pasta that's going to make the sauce stick. So what you want to do is you want to incorporate just a little bit of fat to it, and the easiest way to do that is with butter. So you're going to take a little bit of butter and put it in a pan, and get that butter nice and melted. And what I like to do is have my salt and a little bit of cracked pepper ready to roll, so that once I do go to toss this pasta in here and hit it with the sauce, it's gonna cover up real nicely. So once I start to get this butter nice and melted here, what I want to do is take the pasta and toss it right into that butter. And almost you're going to hear a little bit of a sizzle and stuff like that, and that's really what you want. You want to make sure that that pasta gets nice and coated with that fat. What the fat will do is it'll keep that pasta really nice and flavorful, and the other piece to it is it'll make that sauce stick even nicer. So I put a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked pepper in there, and just give it a little toss. hit it with just a little bit of your sauce. It's nice and hot, all ready to go. And then what I like to do is I like to put my tongs in here and just give it a little twist. And all you're going to do is just hold it, twist it like so. Get a nice big ball of pasta going. Hit it with a little more of your sauce. And then me personally, there's nothing better than taking and just giving a nice little tear of fresh basil. Right on the top of the pasta. And don't forget the Parmesan cheese. Thank you very much, and on behalf of everyone here at the Grand Lakes JW Marriott, we're certainly excited to have you come by anytime and have some food with us. Thank you.